Mr. Hildred, you are a big supporter of gas-to-grid anaerobic digestion. Can you explain your AD project?
My AD project started when I had a knock on the door from a financier who lives in the local village. He had access to enterprise investment scheme money and was looking for a green project to build. I have a gas main that runs right through the middle of my farm and a small electricity line. So he plotted it on his map and knocked on the door, and to cut a long story short, I said yes. I'd already had a look at a digestion plant in Holland, but couldn't make it work in terms of finance because 50% of the energy is wasted when you generate electricity. So what we have now is we have a 365 kilowatt engine which provides a little bit of heat for the process, and some of that is wasted, and then generates electricity to run the site, and with a small amount of export. With the vast majority of the gas that we've created, something like 75-80%, going into the mains, into gas grid that's on the farm. So it comes out to an equivalent of about 1.8 megawatts, I'm told. We feed it on maize silage, hybrid rye silage, grass, a bit of grass silage we've found not very satisfactory, and whole crop cereals, particularly in our area where black grass is proven to be a problem, and we're able to ensile it before the seed is shed. We have a little bit of pig slurry from a neighbour, which helps address his NVZ rules and to reduce the smell. And we also take a little bit of cereals to keep the production of the gas going efficiently. We have the digestate, which we separate, and we have a large farm. We farm in a joint venture with 3 other neighbours, and our digestate is piped. We've put pipes under the main road, and we can now pipe to fields and spread it sensibly without huge amounts of heavy kit. And the separated material then goes on to more remote fields where it's expensive to cart the digestate to. And we're currently looking at methods of using straw as a feedstock and maybe concentrating the digestate to reduce the haulage miles when we have to put it on a tanker or a lorry to take it to further fields. Because we've changing growing crops from rape, wheat, barley, the usual arable crops in our area, we're now growing maize, a crop of wheat, crop of rye, and managing to put in some stubble turnips or forage crops for the sheep. So we're actually getting 4 crops in 3 years, 2 energy and 2 feedstock, 2 for feed, for food. And we think that that's intensifying the land and also keeping the ground in good heart by varying the crops and keeping it well fed, both with digestate, animal manure, and all at the same time producing food as well as energy.